This is the exact cold DM strategy I used to scale to well over $100,000 a month with my content agency. I didn't sign all of my clients from cold DMs. We also signed a lot of people through organic inbound content. But in this video, I'm going to specifically focus on the cold DM aspect. But before we get into cold DMs, you need to make sure you have your foundation straight. And by your foundations, I mean you need to have a website, you need to have a video sales letter, which is a 4 to 6 minute video that goes onto your website that explains who you are and what you do. And you also need clean social media profiles. So like same profile picture on every platform. You need to have a clean bio as well that explains what you do and a link to your website in your bio. But once you have these foundations straight, which takes about 3 days if you don't already have them straight, then you can get started. So first thing we need to do before sending cold DMs is we need to find the leads, because obviously if you don't have leads, you don't have anybody to message. So there's 3 main ways that we typically use to find leads. And I actually made a full video on this right here a year ago that's still valid today if you guys want a more in-depth version, but I'm still going to run through it today. The first way is by looking through people's following. So you basically need to find one person who's in your ICP, ideal client profile, and look through their following and find other people, because typically one dropshipping coach will follow other dropshipping coaches and online coaches in general. So here's a live example. If you go over to Instagram, you open the search bar and you search up a keyword like dropshipping, magically you will find people who do dropshipping. And then once you click into their profile, you can click into their following and then just scroll through here and you'll find other coaches that you can target and other marketing agencies, software companies, like other types of people you would want to target, because typically someone who makes money follows other people who make money. And then once you tap out of this list, then you can pick one person on this list and then go to their following and then run back the same playbook and scroll through this. Now, I don't suggest doing like these profiles I showed. This is just for example purposes. You can do the same thing on Twitter and many other social media platforms. The next thing you can do is use Instagram suggested. So if we go back to the previous profile I was on and I click this button right here, I'm going to get suggestions for people I can follow. So as you scroll through here, you will most likely find other qualified people. Of course, you want to click into each one of these profiles, actually do an audit and try and figure out if they are a good fit for your service or not. The final thing is you can use the YouTube search bar. So you can go in there and then just search up the word dropshipping. You can then add some filters. So I like to do video and then change the upload date to today or the last hour, just so I can get rid of those videos that have been popping and have like tons and tons of views. So you can scroll through here and find people. So for example, this guy, he's just kind of ripping like random videos. It's probably not like the best strategy he should be doing. So if I click into here, this guy, he clearly needs my help. I'm sure he's probably doing great. I'm not saying he's not doing great, but he could do better if he worked with me. So I could definitely reach out to this guy. The people you're reaching out to should be above 20 grand a month. And ideally they have some sort of audience on any platform, but it's not necessary. And they should be selling something online. So no local businesses. I know you're probably wondering, Ayman, how do I figure out if they're making 20 grand a month or not? You have to guess just by looking at their profile. So usually if you click into someone's profile and then you see they have social proof on there, or maybe they have like, they're showing their lifestyle, not necessarily that they have to be flexing Lamborghinis or something like that, but let's say maybe you see on their profile, they're pictured with other people in the space, or they're getting comments from other people in the space, usually they're like pretty tapped in, they have money, or usually these people who are qualified will have a highlight that says social proof. I removed mine just so I look cooler. Real quick, if you want one-to-one access to me and my team, and you want help scaling your content agency to over 50 grand a month, just hit the first link in the description. But that's it, back to the video. Here he has a thing with like social proof. He has some Shopify screenshots, etc. I don't even know if this guy's a coach or not, I'd have to see. But here we can clearly see he's good at ecom. Now let's see if he has a coaching program or something we can pitch him on. How I built a supplement brand, school, boom. So he has like a school group. So maybe he's only doing something low ticket. He probably has some sort of high ticket ascension on the back end. We can definitely reach out to this guy. He has ClickFunnels plaques, meaning he's made a good amount of money. So we can definitely pitch this guy. For this second bullet point here, the reason why it's there is because if they have, let's say 20,000 followers on Instagram, we can usually import like 1,000 or 2,000 of those people over to their YouTube channel. This is going to help ignite the channel and give it that boost that it already needs. And it's going to help the YouTube algorithm understand who we're trying to target with these videos. And the reason for the last bullet point is that let's say you get someone a ton of views through YouTube, but they only sell locally, only a small percentage of those people will be within that local area. But if they're selling something digitally, it means they can sell worldwide. This way you can capitalize on all of the traffic. So once you've built out a lead list, you typically want to build up a list to about like 30 or 40 people. And then from there, you can start outreaching. Now we want to do free value upfront. This is my strategy. This is what I've been doing. This is what people in my program have been doing. And it works super, super well for one simple reason: human psychology. Whenever you reach out to someone and you give a piece of free work up front, they automatically feel indebted to you. They think to themselves, damn, this guy did so much work. Let me at least check out what he sent me. And then they're going to check it out. They're going to watch the loom you sent attached to your free script. And then they're going to either be like, okay, we need this or we don't need it. There's many different things you can send to someone. You can send a free script, you can send a free thumbnail, you can send a free script and offer to edit their first video for free, you can send a free content strategy, you can send a channel audit. So let me just run through these real quick. So a free script, this is what your scripts should look like. So here's an example on screen. You do the hook word for word. The body is more like a bullet point structure, giving them like the freedom to still insert their own thoughts into the video. And then the outro is word for word as well. So this is one thing you can send out to people. Next up, free thumbnails. You guys know what a YouTube video thumbnail is. It's like this picture right here. So you can go look at their existing YouTube videos and then make a thumbnail for them. The next thing you can do is the free script, but then you also offer to edit the video for free if they record it. And then in terms of the free content strategy, this is what it looks like. You basically just want to write down video ideas on a Google Doc, add a little explanation for each one, and then record a loom going over them. Talk about the ideas and also talk about why you think these ideas will work well. The last one here is a free channel audit in the form of a loom. So you'll basically pull up somebody's channel and then you're going to audit it. You're going to be like, hey, you're making this video, that video. You should be doing this, and that instead. This is what you're doing good, blah, blah, blah. And you're essentially auditing their channel, telling them what they could be doing better. Whenever you reach out to someone, they're thinking, what's in it for me? So just make sure you make it extremely clear what's in it for them. More clients from YouTube, or maybe they're going to get XYZ from whatever. Just make sure they know what's in it for them. Now, here's an example of a message that doesn't do this. Like, let's say you message someone and you're like, hey, I run a YouTube agency and I got this, and that result, and I can do the same for you. Let me know if you want me to make you 4 videos. It's like so like me focused, but instead it needs to be more like you. Hey, I can make you this free YouTube video. You're gonna get this out of it. Let me know if you're open to it. It's so focused on them, and that's what you need to do when you're doing cold outreach. So you want to be sending 5 of these pieces of free work per day. Just make sure you're sending it up front in the first message, and you're not telling them like, hey, I wrote a script for you, do you want me to send it? But like, really, you didn't freaking write any script. Just make sure you don't do that. Your outreach message should be very concise and straight to the point, while making it clear that it's a personalized message through the piece of free work. Like, be like, hey, I recorded this loom for you, have their name in the title so they know it's actually for them and it's not like a copy paste loom if you're doing looms. Now, I know you're probably wondering, Ayman, why don't you show the outreach script? It's because if I start just publishing an outreach script here, everyone's just going to start ripping it and it's just going to like not even work. And then you're going to be like, wow, Ayman told me something that doesn't work. So instead, I'm trying to teach you like how to think about the outreach script and, you know, do the free value, etc. But I'm not giving you the outreach script. Of course, for people in the program, we write their outreach scripts for them, so it still works. But on a YouTube video here, if I said something like it was like XYZ, whatever, and everyone just starts sending out XYZ, it's not really going to work. But as long as you take these premises and you keep it concise, you send the free piece of work up front, it's going to work. Also, make sure you're not overly enthusiastic with like exclamation marks. Don't fake compliment them saying you love their work. Don't use emojis. Just keep it simple. So next, you want to organize everything on a Trello board. And by everything, I mean you need to organize your leads and their current status. If you don't stay organized, you will fail. You need to keep track of everything, and the best way to do so is by using Trello, which is free. So this is what it should look like. Whenever you get a lead in, like you find a new lead on Instagram, you want to throw them here, just add a card. So let's say Johnny, and then on here, you want to add their like Instagram username. So you're going to go like IG, and then you're going to add their Twitter, blah, blah, blah. You want to reach out to people on every platform that you can find of theirs. So if you can find someone's email, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, for example, even though we typically don't do anything on Facebook, then reach out on all 4 platforms at the same time. Now, obviously, you're not going to find everyone's 4 platforms for everyone. Some people, you're only going to find their email and their Twitter, so you're going to reach out to them on there. But the more places you reach out to somebody, the better, because you never know which platform somebody checks and which platform somebody doesn't check. For example, whenever people outreach me by email, I don't open it. I prefer to look at other platforms. So on the Trello board here, whenever you send your first message to someone, you can drag them into here. You can also add the date, and then once you send the first follow-up, you can move them to here. Third follow-up, you move them to here. Once you send the third one, boom, so on and so forth. It just keeps moving along. This is how you're going to stay organized. And then you're going to have like deal 1, deal lost, meeting booked. Pipeline is just people who have replied positively and you need to kind of keep following up with them, and they're in the pipeline. They're not really in the traditional follow-up stages. And it's very important you do your follow-ups because there's timing luck, right? You never know when you reach out to someone if they're actually checking their inboxes on that day. Maybe something happened to them. Maybe their dog died and they're just like not working and they're not on their phone. But if you keep reaching out to them until they say yes or they say no, then eventually they will answer you. We've closed people after 30 or 40 follow-ups. It's completely normal. So just remember this saying, the money is in the follow-up. Most people just barely even send one single follow-up, and then they wonder why they're not signing clients. Me and the people in my program, we send like 20, 30 plus follow-ups. Of course, you don't want to be spamming them every day and you want to change up each follow-up, but you can slowly space them out and do them in a way that's still respectful. Now, the final thing I want to leave you with here is you need to post content as you're doing outreach. This is a step that a lot of people skip. Whenever you reach out to someone, they check your profile before responding. So having a clean profile picture, bio, along with some content up will go a long way. You also don't want to be that guy that's selling a content agency service with no content online. Because if you're pitching someone and you're like, oh, short form content is the best way to get clients right now in 2025, but you haven't posted a single short form video, they're going to look at you like you're an idiot and they're not going to trust you. Okay. So that's step by step how you sign clients with cold DMs. Just remember, guys, you only need to send 5 messages per day, and for every 200 outreaches, you can sign 1 to 5 clients. Just depends on how good your outreach is along with your social proof. 10 out of 200 is the absolute best me and one of my top performing students were able to get it to. And on the low end, you should expect 1 out of every 200. So look, if you want my help writing your outreach script, coming up with your offer, helping you with everything, letting you steal all my systems, just hit the first link in the description and I'll show you how to scale up your content agency to over 50 grand a month. But that's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe and check out the other videos on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.